Hi. Before we begin, just take a moment and breathe. Close your eyes for a second. Let your shoulders drop. Forget the noise around you. Forget the rush of the world. And right now, there is just you and a question. The question is, why do we learn? Why do we care about atoms or cells or stars? It's not just about science. It's about understanding who we are, where we came from, why everything around us is the way it is. It's about the beauty of asking questions and the peace of sitting with them. Even if we don't have all the answers. In this series, we will not just look at the facts, we will look deeper, we will wander together, we will learn slowly and gently, with open minds and quiet hearts. Welcome, and let's begin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm Ahmed Eldaly, and this is the first episode of our biology course. Today, we will talk about the beginning of life, how everything around us is made. Let me start with a simple question, which I consider it as a very good introduction to our lesson. And the question is, what is everything around us made of? The question is, what is everything around us made of? Please pause the video and try to answer my question. Okay, the answer is matter. Matter is everything around us. And matter, it's anything that has mass and volume or occupy space. Okay, so matter is anything that has mass and take up space. Anything. Your body, the air, your phone, water, trees, all of that is matter. But if you look around, you will see that we can divide matter into two types, or two main types. The first type is the living organisms or living things, like animals, like plants, like fungi, like bacteria, and all of that things. And the second main type is called non-living things. Non-living things. Non-living things like the tree. The tree is a plant actually. Okay. Non-living things like rocks, like water, like air, like metal, like plastic. All of that things are non-living things. But how can we differentiate between non-living things and living things? You have to know that we have more than one property that can define living things. And we can put all of them in one abbreviation, which is called Mrs. Gren. And each letter express one of the properties. M, that living things can move, they can move movement, and R for respiration, and S for sensation or sensitivity, G for growth, R for reproduction and producing more individuals to survive, which is the success in biology, E, excretion, and N, nutrition. Now with non-living things. Non-living things have nothing of those properties. They cannot move, they cannot reproduce, they cannot respire, they cannot sense, and all of that properties is not included or are not included in the properties of non-living things. Now I want you to think about the matter and the composition of the matter. You have to know that matter, anything around us, which is matter, is composed of other smaller particles, and the basic unit of anything around me, or the basic unit of any matter on this earth, is the atom. And you have to know that. So atoms are the building blocks of everything. And each atom has three parts. We have protons, positive protons, and negative electrons, and neutral neutrons. They have no charge. They have zero charge. The three particles are called subatomic particles. But how can we use those three subatomic particles to construct or to build an atom? You have to know that protons and neutrons must be found in the center of the nucleus, in the atom, in the center of the atom, to make something which is called the nucleus. Okay, so in the center of the atom, we have something which is called a nucleus, which is positively charged because of the presence of protons and no charge of neutrons. So we used protons and neutrons to build the nucleus in the center of the atom. Now the rest here is electron. Electrons are found around the nucleus, the positive nucleus, in something which is called a cloud. Electron cloud, like that, around the nucleus. And it's attracted around the nucleus because it's negative and they are opposite in a charge by something which is called electrostatic force. Okay. But you have to know that protons and neutrons are not the smallest things. They are made of even smaller particles called quarks. But electrons doesn't contain any quarks. So we have protons and neutrons that are made of even smaller particles called quarks. But what difference between protons and neutrons here? Okay, you have to know that there are two main types of quarks. We have up quark, which is called U, and we have down quark, which is called D. And you have to know that a proton is made of two up quarks and one down quark. But neutrons are made of two down quarks and one up quark. This is the difference between protons and neutrons. And to conclude that, we can say that to make an atom and to make anything around me and to make any matter, you only need three particles: electrons and up quarks and down quark. Those are the basic particles for making any matter around us. Okay, we got atoms, but we don't have one type of atoms. We need many types of atoms to make this variety of matters. To make paper, and paper is different than wood, different than plastic, different than our skin. So this variety must depend on also variety and a certain number and certain arrangement of those atoms to make a large number of probabilities to make these matters. You have to know that atoms are found in many types, and each type of atom is called an element. And we have about 118 elements in the periodic table in chemistry. You studied. So we have 118 type of atoms in different arrangements and in different composition of subatomic particles. So we have carbon and oxygen and hydrogen and silicon, and we have sodium, and so on. Okay, so we need the atoms to make anything around us by its variety. Okay, these atoms will be binded together in some way. This is the atom, and we will bind it with other atom by something which is called a bond to make a bigger level or larger level, which is called molecule or compound. We have an example here on molecules. Something like oxygen molecule, O2. It's necessary for our life. Oxygen is composed of two oxygen atoms that are binded together with a bond to make oxygen molecule. And also we have water molecule, H2O. We have two hydrogen atoms here that are binded by a covalent bond with oxygen molecule to make a water molecule. Okay, but what is the link between atoms and formation of molecules with biology? Very good question. And to understand what is the link between the atoms and molecules and formation of them with biology, you have to look at this figure. We will start with atom, and atoms will bind together to make a bigger level of molecule, and this small molecule will bind to other molecules to make a bigger and bigger molecule, which is called macromolecule, like carbohydrates, and lipids, and nucleic acids like DNA and RNA, and also the most important thing in your body, the protein. All of them are called macromolecules, and they can be studied in biochemistry science. Now, those macromolecules can make the workers inside the cell, which is called organelle. But before the explanation, or before I explain the cell, or before I explain the organelle, I want to explain what is the cell. You have to know that the basic units of any living organism is called cell. The cell is the basic units of any living organism. And this cell have many constituents, like nucleus, like mitochondria, like vacuole, and all of that things. All of that things are called organelles. So to make this cell, we need the workers and the components of it, which is organelles. Those macromolecules can make organelles like mitochondria, like nucleus, like ribosomes, and each one of these organelles has a specific role in the cell. So we need to form organelles to form only one cell. And by joining more than one cell, we can make tissue, which is a group of cells. And more than one tissue can be organized in some way to form something which is called an organ, like stomach, like liver, like pancreas, all of that things. And those organs will be organized in a certain arrangement to make a certain function and cooperate with each other to make a system, organ system, like digestive system, like respiratory system, like renal system, and all systems in the human body or in the organisms. And then all the systems will be joined together to form the organism. So at first, we need atom to form molecules, and molecules will form macromolecules. Macromolecules will form organelle. Some organelles will make cell. Group of cells will make tissue. Group of tissues will make organ. And group of organs will make organ system. And group of organ system will make the organism, like human here. In the next episode, we will explore the structure of cell and the components of cell, and classify the living organisms into kingdoms. We will look at its parts and its functions and types of cells. I'm Ahmed Eldaly, and this is just the beginning of our journey. Let's continue together. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.